everything that you do on there. It's primarily image driven, so videos and pictures. And you can follow people, people can follow you. So Pinterest is an invite-only website. You can request an invite, or someone who has an account can send you an invite. So if you'd like to be on Pinterest, you can just give me your business card and I'll send you all an invite when I get back to my office this afternoon, so you can take what I'm telling you and try it out. So basically, I'm just going to show you, I don't know if anyone's been on Pinterest, but the way it is you create boards. They give you some suggested boards sometimes, or you can create your own. Some examples of boards that I've created is Take Me There, which is places I like to go. So when I see beautiful images or videos online or within Pinterest, or pictures I've taken of myself, I put it on this board. My vision board, I have one that's kind of cheeky called Food Porn. Basically it's recipes I'd like to try. Do it yourself, I have a board with my sister, which means that there's multiple pinners. So I'm a pinner, I'm pinning to a board. What you can do on your board is you can invite other people on Pinterest to also pin to that one board, which is a great marketing tool because you're leveraging each other's networks. So my sister and I have a board we both pin to. She's in Winnipeg. It's called Long Awkward Pause, and it's funny pictures of cats. So I have, to date, I have probably just under 400 people, maybe around 380 people following me. You can follow other people, or you can follow just specific boards. Maybe Mike has 13 boards, but you're really only interested in amazing golf pictures. So you just follow his golf board. And then if you decide you don't want to follow it anymore, you can unfollow it and he won't know. Unless he actually knows. But if you don't get a notification. So basically, I'm not going to talk about the basic functions. It's a really simple site, and if you guys do want help, if you want to message me on Facebook after this or call me, or want 10 minutes for me to go through it with you, I will. But what I saw in it is a great PR tool. So public relations is basically creating conversations, and that's what I do. And so what I did was I integrated some boards on there that had to do with what I'm the best in the world at, and what I do, marketing, PR, along with things that reflected my personality. So I'm going to give you some tips. Even though none of you have Pinterest, I want you to make sure you remember these tips when you build your boards. Hi.
Hang on for the tips. I want to video it.
Should I put lipstick on? Yeah, because this presentations I usually do are over about half an hour, so I'm just going to talk about some tips about Pinterest. So, are either of you on Pinterest? Perfect. I was saying you can give me your card after. It's an invite-only site, so I'll just go through and invite everyone. So it really is easy to set up, but I want to give you PR tips. So 1, you can edit your boards. Come up with a witty title for your board. It could be really basic, like umbrellas. But if you come up with something wittier, more or less, people are going to want to look at it more. You could also include a description on each board when you go to edit the board. Put a description there. If it's a humorous board, make it a humorous description. If it's a serious board, make it a serious description. But use all these tools because it helps with optimization within Pinterest. Also, when you edit your boards, there's a category option. Pick a category. If you don't find a category that it fits in, choose other. But this helps because when people go to search something, so on Pinterest, if I'm like, I really want to look for a cool tattoo, I have a tattoo board, I really like tattoos, I'll type in tattoos, and boards that are tagged as tattoo, as art, or descriptions as tattoos, they come up. So people will find your pins. So there is no limit on how many boards you can have or how many pins go on the board. Each time you pin something, so you see something on mine and you want to repin it, or you see something on the Boston Pizza website and you want to pin it, you can add a description. Always add a description and give credit where credit is due. So if you're on a photographer's website and they take a really beautiful shot, give them credit. Beautiful picture by so-and-so. I love the lighting. Because that picture is going to be repinned. The best thing to do is actually repin from the original source, like pin from the original source. So if you're on a website or you upload something from your computer, because that gets a lot more traction on Pinterest. No one really knows why yet, because it's still so new. But I know it works. I've pinned things that have gotten 37 repins within a couple hours. Whereas things that you pin from online, your followers see, but it doesn't get the full optimization. On a specific pin, you can edit it as well. So if I pin something from Mike's website, maybe it's insurance, from your blog. I pin a picture, it links back to your blog. It gets repinned 38 times. No matter what, I get the original credit, and it always goes right back to your blog. So it's good. So who here has their own website or blog? Perfect. What you want to do moving forward is think about when you are posting something on your blog, think about what image or video can I add to this, because that makes it more enticing to be pinned. I'm just going to give you a little example. When I started using Pinterest, my sister is in social work, completely different industry, and I was teaching her how to blog, so she started just a witty blog about stereotypes, and she made lists, like stereotypes of family restaurants and movie theaters and soccer moms, whatever. But every time she included a really cool image she either took or found on, through stock photos. And the images that were the best, those blogs, the image got repinned the most, and she got tons of traffic to those blogs. So when you move forward, think about is your website pinnable? Pinnable meaning you could pin from it. Once you set up Pinterest, you can go through, I recommend going through every function to read about it. There's a goodies section. You want to remember this, go to the goodies section. It tells you how to add a pin it button to your browser bar. So let me see, I can get to that. Okay, so I'm going to show you what a pin it button is. So I added it to my browser bar. You probably can't see because it's a MacBook Air, but I just put a pin it button there. It tells you how to do it in the goodies section. And what it means is that you're browsing on the internet and you're like, wow, I really like that pair of shoes. You could hit pin it, and it pulls all the images and videos that are able to be pinned from that page.
Okay. I was going to ask you how hard it is to take photos and things from
some websites are not pinnable. You just hit pin, and whatever is able to be pinned is pulled up onto a separate page.
Okay.
But just some other tips. So on a pin, you could like it. You could like things. So if I see a really awesome pin, but maybe I don't have anywhere I want to pin it to, but I really do like it, I can like it. That person will be notified. Under each pin, you can leave comments. This is a great way to create a conversation. If I pin a really beautiful picture of a sunset and you like it, you should tell me. I want to know. And this creates a dialogue, because if you like it, I'm probably going to follow you back, because you're showing that you're one of my fans. You could also, on Facebook and Twitter, the @ symbol, when you talk to someone, you can do this on Pinterest as well. So it's a great way to create conversation. So for example, I have a board I started called Tech Want, Cool Things Need. A board of all the cool things I want, like a tent that lights up, a solar powered tent, and a cool iPhone charging case. I started this board when I started Pinterest in November. Since then, I've noticed that Toshiba Canada and General Electric started following me. And I followed them back, and I saw a really cool image. General Electric ran a really cool contest. I liked one of their images, and I repinned it to one of my boards called Oh Snap, which is cool pictures, I find, that I have nowhere else to put. I'm witty like that. And they actually wrote me a comment. They said, at Blair _Kaplan, thanks for the repin. And, so they reached out and commented to me. And so for me, I know it's one or a couple people probably running it. For me, a big General Electric's a worldwide brand, their Pinterest accounts reaching out to me, acknowledging that I pinned their picture. That means a lot, So, like and comment, don't overdo it, but if you feel like, wow, I really like that, like it. If you want to say something to them, say something under that picture. Sometimes you can get a really good dialogue going. It's a great way to build rapport. Does anyone sell physical products? You can add a price tag to a pin. This image is too little, so I'm not going to bother showing it to you, but if you add a $sign, if you're filling in a description for a pin and you add a $sign, there'll be a banner with a price across the edge. Those images do not get repinned as much, but depends on what you want to do. It's about, do you want your people that are following you to see it, or do you want an image to try and go viral? So it's about what you want to do. And then there's there's tons of other tips I'm going to give you, but there's other companies that exist to help you quantify what's happening on your Pinterest because it's so new. It's like, well, what's the value of it? What's the ROI? What are my analytics? So there's a couple of websites out there. One of them is pinpuff.com. Basically, it takes your Pinterest account and kind of evaluates you. So like an average PinPuff scores 32 at one point. Yeah, exactly. And there's another one that's out there. It's still in beta test. It's called Pinnerly. Pinerly, I believe. I just got accepted. Woo. But I'm testing it out. So basically, you could pin from there, and it kind of tracks what happens to your pin, how many people see it, and whatnot. So I'm still testing that out. Some people like this, like clout. Some people love clout, some people don't. But if you're someone who uses this and you want to actually test it out and see, is Pinterest worth it for your business or just personal? I mean, these two sites are great. I use pinpuff.com regularly because I use Pinterest for a couple of my clients, so it helps show the value of Pinterest. Some other tips, if you know other people around the world who are on Pinterest and you guys share a similar interest or field, add them as a pinner. Talk to them, because if you have 200 people following you and they have 200 people following you, that's 400 people who see this board. So maybe, who here really likes cooking breakfast? Like maybe Joanne and myself share a board about amazing breakfast recipes, and we become a specialist in that. When you have a board that's basically promoting yourself and what you do, don't only pin your own stuff. Pin from other people. You don't want to be a self-promoting pinner. you just don't. Like it's one of those those people on Twitter are always just promoting themselves. And again, it's about creating a conversation, right? So if you're I've used this example a few times, but if you're if you're a bird feeder expert and you like to make your own bird feeders and you have a bird feeder board, pin other great bird feeders as well as your own. Build that relationship in the bird feeding community. I don't know why I think of that. Yeah, I mean, also, who here has an iPhone? I just got an iPhone and I sleep with it on my pillow. There's a Pinterest app. There's actually one for Android too. I haven't seen it yet, but the Pinterest app, get it. I would rather use Pinterest on my phone. It's awesome. Like just now on the way here, the city was all dark, but for some reason there was a ray light on the cruise ship, and I took a picture and I pinned it. To places I want to go. I wrote Vancouver, I'm already here. And I got a couple, people already, looking at it. So on the go, you can pin. If you want to use it for business, maybe you do a lot of public speaking, you have someone take a picture of you and you pin it on the spot. Like, maybe I'll get this video and I'll pin it. Be like, I spoke at HOBN. It becomes a marketing tool. And your phone, the iPhone is so smart that it makes it really easy. And if you notice that people are following you, follow them back. You don't need to follow everyone back, but if it's someone who's posting a lot of great content, follow them back. And then I guess I'm short on time, so just some other things. There's how there's rules out there for like Facebook contests, what you can do on Twitter. There's no rules right now for Pinterest, so it allows you a lot of room to be creative if you want to run a contest or promotion. Spence Diamonds, Land's End, they've ran contests where you create a board with your favorite outfits, and the most creative board won 8 items or something like that from Land's End. Spence Diamond did something similar. They curated a board about, it was Valentine's Day, and the best board won a certain diamond. You could also do contests with comments and likes and repins.